Innovation is you asking yourself the take-back questions about what do I want to do with this inspiration? I want to create a better way of people enjoy this because not every idea that you have is new. Sometimes you're only tinkering with what you have so that there's a new, just a twist to it to make it original. So under innovation, you're thinking of the better way to do this. You're asking yourself the most improved efficiency I can bring to this. What are the deeper meanings I can give to this? What is the faster way or fastest way to get this done? Those are times you're asking the questions, what is the easier or easiest way this can happen? So you are talking about the solution that you want to bring to the table. Everyone who is willing to create solutions should be ready to be paid for such solutions. What I do, so after leaving journalism, I stepped into an inspired idea around character development. And never in my life had I known that character development was as huge. All of you here today have spoken about one character or the other. If I were to replay you, you will hear you talk about consistency. You hear you talk about tenacity. You hear you talk about integrity. So I found out in my search while I started, and it's going to be 10 years in 2025 that I've been on this. I found out in my several researches that these things don't have and follow us everywhere, every day. They are in need. It's a gap. So look at Nigeria and worry about why leadership is the way it is. There's a big character development question. Talk about somebody collecting snail, whether true or not, whether apologies or not, and then the snail was brought to your house, and someone says, please, will you come and get your snail? And it becomes a problem. And you say, I can make it disappear, and nothing will happen. It's a character issue. It's everywhere. But you know that there was this big area that has become a big gap in our society, in our personal lives, than we had ever thought of it until that idea was written. But you see, it doesn't stop there. Under innovation, we have to ask ourselves questions. If you now go to a corner and say, I want to help with character development, they will not understand what you're saying. So under innovation, you have to sit down and ask, how does it apply to the world? How does it apply to leadership? How does it apply to customer service? How does it apply to managerial or executive process? How does it apply to culture? How does it apply to structure? Sit down to do that over the years, to be able to gain entry into several organizations, from the pharmaceuticals to the real estate to everywhere you can imagine, teaching, training, character development, and getting paid for doing it. So today, we do very good in best workplace attitudes. That's why everybody calls us CEO and says, thank you. And says, oh, I don't know what's wrong with my team. I noticed this. But you're going to the CEO sometimes and says, I don't know how we got to this point. We never used to be like this. And I'm going to dissect and let you know, so this is what I'm going to recommend for us to do for the team. And that has been us a big job around, not just a job now, but a world of idea and solution creation. And packaged in training and consulting. I think one of the major ideas that I love so much that we stumbled on, I think, some 2-3 years ago. So we were researching something and found out that when people are sent on suspension, for a long time, people have always gone on suspension without pay. And then you go on suspension, you go and count the ceiling of your house, and then you resume back. Nobody is sure what has happened to you. So we're able to bring an idea that rather than just let the person go on suspension and come back, you are never sure that they felt reprimanded enough or they will be different when they come back. What if they will not be different? So you can be more intentional as an employer by insisting that if you 2 weeks suspension, you will go and deal with RCD for 1 week out of the suspension, and you will be helped through what we call employee-bound therapy. Under the therapy, we help you understand what are the issues. How did it go wrong? How can you reintegrate yourself? Because when people come back from suspension, particularly if it's a naughty issue that goes on suspension over, not really easy to fit in back. So with that therapy, they are able to return, they are able to rebound as employees into the organization, cool and ready to push the frontiers for the business again. So innovation, it's not just about, well, how organizing helps this? I was born as someone you can call an introvert. introvert. And I should be very careful. I should very stand before anyone to say anything because of the way I was raised. Okay? But this didn't help me because you needed to go to anywhere your job wanted you to go. You needed to talk to whoever your job wanted you to talk to. That was grooming me. So there is two things I picked from being a journalist for those 14 years. I picked how to face people and talk because the job made it mandatory. But hey, he was doing something to me. It was writing my story. So don't tell me that I'm an introvert. You began as an introvert and tell you one thing. As an introvert. So today I can convince people that you can actually make it, you can transit from one end to the other. Possibilities are not, but if you see, if I'm not tracking your learning as a worker or an employee anywhere, you will not even know that quality is being deposited whilst you are taking the job. Or if you're only looking at it as a job, you are not seeing it as a work enhancer. So I say work enhancer. I was able to come to that submission because of the experience I have. Your work enhances your work. If you see it that way, then you will take it more seriously and you will not see that it has anything. Okay, so let me jump. Invention. Invention is when you have a great child. Eventually, if you want your work this way, there is no way you will not eventually be known for something. You'll be able to tie your name to something. So you started as a journalist, and then your journalism experience continues with you. I have never been into a radio station before, but when I started character development, I found out I was really great. So for 5 years, I was on Inspiration FM doing Mind Your Character with Bosede Olusola-Obasa. My very first experience was totally different from what I've ever known as a green journalist. But I wanted to do that first time and ask you, oh, if you how did I do? So for the first time when you did well. But 5 years down the line, it was nothing to be. So I'm just saying that your mindset, your attitude to the work when you eventually get it will determine how you transit in your career. If you are intending to be an entrepreneur at the end of the day, you better do. And you are better be following the lane I am showing you right now. But if you want to have a job, like get employed, you will not bother a lot about it. Even though I can tell you that it's still not helpful. So invention will be when you have created apps, like we heard people say today, oh, we built an app, we did this. Not an invention. It comes because people think people work and people go where they know they should go. The next one is inspection. You want to do periodic review. When I was at Punch, I did a review every 7 years about whether I was still supposed to be there. That's because I always know that there is bigger things for me than just being an employee. Not everyone here that will be a journalist in the newsroom for 50 years of their life and retire as a journalist when they are 70 and then wait until Baba God calls them and they leave. Some people will need to do something else. So if I'm in the room like me, that's the person I'm talking to right now. That's the person I'm speaking to. And the earlier you started understanding the fact that inspection is one of the things you must do. So you must always review your journey and ask yourself, okay, am I still supposed to be on this lane? Is there something different or tilting that I'm supposed to do? So you do periodic reviews, and then when you do that, you are able to answer that question. And then finally, you will eventually make an identity for yourself. Under identity, I talk about relevance, legacy, impact, influence, and sustainability. So when you say Bosede Olusola-Obasa, they say which one? That's the point of identity. So the which, you're answering the question which. So I will shut down by saying that your job has second-hand value. Your job has second-hand value. Your job has a second-hand value. Your career has a second-hand value. One of the second-hand value of my job is what I'm doing right now. I did not train as a broadcaster. I trained as a print journalist. But talking to people during interviews trained me to talk. So today, I'm talking to you. I talk to make money now. It was because I worked as a journalist. That's the second-hand value. Today, I have 7 published books. Yes, I have 7 published books. That's a result of having been a writer and understanding that when you have a message, you cannot but write. It takes someone who has nothing to offer their world not to own at least one book. And guess what? Even when one is not very, it was not very clear to me yet. I wrote about myself at 40, not as it is something at 60. So intentional living, understanding that life is beyond you, beyond the pay, beyond pay me 250,000. And then when they are not paying you the 250,000 and 500, you move to the company that will add 500 to you. You have not shown that you understand what to do. I am not trying to pay down money. So the job does have a second life. So if you are living here today, ask questions. And this might speak to professionals who are already integrated and doing well. There are some things you can sit and say, hey, what are the things I have learned because of this job that I can now monetize, to use the words that were mentioned earlier on. Then the second thing, as you get into the work world for our young persons here, please track your learnings from the first day. I'm here today, I can tell you who taught me almost everything in Punch. From typing, I couldn't type one word before I stepped into Punch. Don't get no soya. Don't giant. Don't get no giant taught me how to type. That's how intentional I am about learning. She was already an established journalist in Punch. I used to read arts in Punch when I was doing IT at Lagos State Ministry of Information. I was like, oh, and then I was in Francis Family, and I was doing what the day that I would just leave this Ministry of Information. I don't want to stay here. And I would be able to see this rocket project. And she was the person who taught me to talk. There are several things I learned. So, yeah, intentional learner, and then from learning. If you don't track your learning after 30 years, you'll be costing your employer thinking that I did nothing for you. Wow, you take the opportunity to learn. This was meant to enhance your work. And finally, have the right mindset about work. If you forget anything, don't forget that work enhances your work. If you do one job well, your market pricing, your network in the marketplace of employment shoots up naturally. It's not only certification that does it for you, it's also what you can bring to the table. And value relationship and humanity. I've seen people who will not do a thing for free for anybody as journalists because they say that who help or something, whatever. Yes, there have been a colleague of mine that I saw someone who needed to promote their entertainment news or whatever, and I spoke to a colleague. She was not bored. She did not help with that. Why? Because there was no payment tied to it. When I left journalism, the first set of persons that aided my launch into entrepreneurship were friends and big brothers and uncles that had made while working as a journalist. So if you're one of those who say, I don't care, I'm not saying them, anyway, best of luck. Thank you.